Hi everybody, this is another TFR drones video, and this video is the first look. It's not going to be a test flight video, just a first look video of my DJI F450 heavy lift Evolution XA. It's a mouthful of a name for this aircraft, and yes, believe it or not, this is an F450, and yes, this is just going to be a first look and not a first flight. And the reason is, as you can see, the trees is too freaking windy, and normally when I do a test fly of a new aircraft, I don't like to fly when it's windy because I want to see how the gains are behaving. I rather do it when it's, dead calm. So I will have to make another video in the future. This is going to be the video for the first flight, of this aircraft. So yeah, then again, believe it or not, this is an X450. And one giveaway of that is that you can see the top center plate, and this it's not a DJI center plate, but it's a DJI design center plate, and you can see the one at the bottom. We got the taps, just like a regular F450 plate, center plate, and the one at the top we got the typical F450 shape. Okay, so before I start describing, what I got on this aircraft, let's talk about what inspired me to build this aircraft. First of all, this aircraft was inspired by an aircraft that I lost, an aircraft that I built that it was a disaster, and something that I found on Google by accident. So let's talk about the aircraft that I lost. I had an aircraft that was named the Heavy Lift Advance. If you go to my main page, that's the second most viewed video that I got on YouTube is of that aircraft, the Heavy Lift Advance, and that was a quadcopter that I built that had the stock DJI arms with extensions that convert the F450 aircraft into a 550. It had a landing gear that allows me to put two batteries in parallel, and it had pancake motors, and I put some small night vision cameras in there and some other features on that aircraft. So I lost that aircraft on 4 July of 2013, and the area where it crashed, it was an area with tall grass, and I went several days after I went the day of the crash, and I went several days after the crash with friends looking for it. I couldn't find it, so after that I decided not to build any crazy projects like that. So what I used as a replacement was the DJI F450 that I still got, but still wasn't the same thing, DJI F550 that I still got, but it was a hexacopter just like any other F550. There was nothing special about it. And but that's what I was using in the meantime. The other thing that inspired me to build this aircraft is that I had another XA aircraft that is named Jet Fun 650, Eagle 650. And the problem with that aircraft is the frame is a piece of crap. It's garbage. It's like a bad design, and I didn't like it. And one of the things that angered me the most about that frame was the area where you mount the battery. It wasn't designed to accommodate a large battery. And you think about it, you build an aircraft that got 8 motors, you want to put a large battery that's going to give you a decent flying time, and the freaking aircraft didn't accommodate any kind of battery that was large enough to give me a decent flying time. So I left that aircraft gathering dust. And the final thing that inspired me to build this aircraft was the arms that I'm using right now over here. I found these arms by accident on YouTube, and one thing that I like about these arms was the ability that you can mount additional motor mounts that will allow you to convert, for example, a 650 into a white seats aircraft, or you can build also F450 like I did here, or maybe a TVS Discovery and convert it into a OCTOQUAD or XA quadcopter like I did here. Okay, and one thing that I like about this arm is they not only give you that ability, and they are stronger, stiffer than the stock arms, but they are also longer. So right now this aircraft is not, I mean, I still gonna call it F450, but this aircraft is actually a 550 now. Because the arms, each arm is like 50 millimeters longer than the stock arms. So this company, they make these arms in stock size, and they are lighter than the DJI arms, but they also made the arms, you know, the standard, like the ones that I got here. And either one or the other, you can, it doesn't matter which design you pick, you can put the A motors you know, adapter on those arms, and it will work fine. You know, and one final thing that inspired me to build this aircraft is I saw a guy on YouTube that he built an aircraft with the same landing gear that I got over here. He mounted the landing gear in the top plate just like I did here, and the only difference that he built it, instead of an XA aircraft, he built it with 4 large, you know, Thunder Sky pancake motors. And I like the way he mounted the landing gear on the top plate. So that's one thing that inspired me, the final thing that inspired me to, you know, come out with the idea of building this aircraft. Okay, so let's talk about, you know, what I got here installed. So first of all, the motors that I got are Thunder Skies 2212 980 kVs, and all the motors that I got over here are hooked up with APC's Air MR props. And these props that I got here, the one I like is the hub. It's like super thick. So, you know, many props out there, they tend to break by the hub, but unless I crash, this hub is not gonna break. Just on normal flying, it's not gonna break just like that. And they are really beefy, they are really strong. And one thing that I noticed with these props on some of the other aircraft that I do have, that replace the regular props that I got with these ones, is somehow the aircraft flies better, flies smoother. Sometimes I get, you know, like a minute or two extra flying time, because it makes the motor work more efficient, you know. So that's why I decided to put these props on this particular aircraft over here. The ESCs that I got is Simon K 30 amps ESCs, and they are from Ready to Fly quads. And I'm using these ESCs in a lot of my older aircrafts, and they work beautiful. And it's probably the most inexpensive ESCs that you can get on the market right now in the US. You know, because most of the places out there, they sell you these ESCs for like $20, $15 to $20 each, even in China. So these ones, they were really affordable, and they came from Florida. Okay, the flight controller that I'm using is the DJI NASA, the original NASA, the V1, and it's it's right in the center of all these wires, and right under the flight controller. And this flight controller, why this is, I upgraded with a V2 firmware. So technically now it's I'm converting to a V2 flight controller now. And the original NASA, the NASA lights, they are not designed to work with a motor aircraft, but the NASA, the original NASA, you convert it to a V2, it will allow you to operate with A motors just like the NASA V2 or the Vulcan. So that's what I had to do, so in that way I could, you know, build aircraft that will work with A motors. And additionally to that, I did add the PMU for the V2. This right here, it works like a VC. It works also like as an interface that will allow you to install additional hardware from DJI that will work in conjunction with the NASA. And one of those additional hardware that you can install is the mini I-OSD that I got over here from DJI. And the beautiful thing about this OSD is this thing is like foolproof. It's so easy to install, It's super easy. It's really small, and you don't need to use a separate GPS like all the OSDs out there. This OSD work with the same GPS that the NASA use. So that's a huge advantage about this OSD. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the frame before I go and start talking about the other stuff that I got here. The center plates that I got here, they are made by DJI Hobbies, and the center plates are carbon fiber. They are the same design as the the DJI center plates, except that these ones are stronger, they are and lighter than the stock ones. Now the only thing is that this particular upgrade, it doesn't come with a built-in power distribution board that will go on the lower center plate, so I have to use a regular power distribution board that is right in the top. It's screwed into the top plate, and this power distribution board is a power distribution board that got multiple soldering tabs that allow you to connect any kind of aircraft configuration, and I had enough tabs to solder all the 8 ESCs in here, plus the cables that will power the accessories like the video transmitter and telemetry for the receiver of my radio and so on. Okay, going back to the arms, like I said, these arms, they are aimdroix, but when you buy these arms, the area where you hook the arms between the two center plates, it will sit the two center plates, like closer together versus the stock original DJI arms. So if you want to have the same gap, the same space that you will get with between the center plates that you will get from the stock DJI arms, you will have to buy these spaces that are sold separately, and these spaces, they will allow you to separate, give you the same stock height that you will get between center plates like the stock DJI arms. So that's one thing that I have to do. Another thing that I have to do here is this is something that I custom made myself. I purchased Eastern Morph, and I have to make some custom plates that I put between the two ESCs, so that way the ESCs can sit level, because as you can see, these arms, they got holes. So you can see over here that the holes over here that cover some white stuff, so that the Eastern Morph, so that's something that you heat up with hot water. It's like plastic, you hit it, it's like pellets. You put it on hot water, and then you can give it some shape like you will do with Play-Doh, with clay, and then you just put it on the area where you want to use it, and just let it cool down, and it will get solid, just like if you were buying a regular piece of plastic. And that's what I did over here with this thing. The landing gears that I made by Tara, and these landing gears I designed for the DJI F450 and F550, but instead of mounting the landing gear on the bottom plate, I'm mounting the top with these two T-brackets that are designed to hold 12mm tubes. And this thing was inspired by a YouTuber from Japan. I forgot the whole name of his channel, but I'm inspired by Muse. So you want to look for his channel. You can see he built a quadcopter. Before I did this one, he built his quadcopter, and it's gonna look a lot like this one over here, but like I said, the one that he got only 4 motors, 4 pancake motors. The big plate that I put down here, this plate, I designed this plate, and I gave it to the designs of Frelmine. I gave the blueprints for Frelmine that he works with a CNC machine, and he caught it. Now he also helped me, refine my design to allow this plate to accommodate 2 smaller batteries in parallel, or you can put one single large battery like I did here, if you wish. And the other purpose of this plate is that it will allow you to use any gimbal design for the DJI Phantom, and just like the gimbal that I got over here, it's a gimbal that it's aftermarket gimbal for the Phantom. And the nice thing is this place lightweight, and all you need to attach it is use these stand-ups that I use over here, and screw it into those holes, those slots that comes from the factory on the DJI low plates. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep refining these plates a little bit more, and in cooperation with my friend, he's a YouTuber named Rockalicious. You can find his channel on YouTube. And then once I decide, the final, once I conclude, the design, I'm gonna start selling these plates so people can use them on any DJI F450. So we allow you to put larger batteries in, at the same time we allow you to use any aftermarket gimbal like the one that I got here. Okay, the GPS antenna I got here, I use a foldable GPS antenna mount that I bought on eBay. And the nice thing about this is, you sit the antenna higher, so you won't get any interference from the video transmitter or any of the other electronics of the aircraft. And when you transport the aircraft, what you have to do is just unscrew this mount over here and just fold it. And then when you're gonna fly the aircraft, just put it back and secure the antenna, in an erected position. So that's the nice thing about this. The battery that I'm gonna be using on this aircraft is a Max Amps 11003S LiPo, and when I was using this battery on my older 6.8 motor aircraft, I was getting close to 20 minutes of flying time. Now this aircraft is going to be a little bit heavier than the older one that I have because I got a brushless gimbal. So if I do like 16 minutes, that's going to be great. I also going to use a 8400 3S LiPo over here on this aircraft for the same purpose too. Okay, before I talk about the free equipment, let me talk about the gimbal. This is a good low buy gimbal, and you can get it directly on good low buy for like $60, or you can buy on eBay from US sellers if you live in the US for like $85 with free shipping. And the beautiful thing about this gimbal is that this gimbal is already plug and play. Virtually you don't have to do anything. You don't have to hook it up to the computer and do anything, any changes. It comes already built. So the only thing you have to do is just connect one single cable between the signal input of the pitch input of the gimbal and connect it into the signal input on whatever channel you pick on your receiver, so that way you can control you can have pitch control on the gimbal, so you can make the camera look down, look straight, or look on any angle you like. And one small modification that I did is I changed the connector that came with this gimbal. That was a JST connector. It was a JST HX balancer connector that it will have to be connected directly into the battery. So I changed it to a JST connector, so that way I can connect it straight to the power distribution board. And another thing that I did with this gimbal is that instead of connected straight to the power distribution board, I got to connect it to this switch. And the purpose of that is that sometimes when you power the aircraft, sometimes the gimbal, when it boot and arm, the gimbal doesn't, go straight. And sometimes it's tilted a little bit. So instead of disconnecting the aircraft and connecting it, so the gimbal will boot again and it will, level to the way it's supposed to. Or you'll have to just switch the gimbal off and switch it on, and he will, straight up by itself. And if the gimbal doesn't straight up, the way it's supposed to, I just have to switch it off and on again. So that's pretty much what you got to do with this. The video transmitter that I got, and I didn't put this because I really need it, but I had it lying around my toolbox. It's a 2000 mini watt 32 channel 5.8 gigahertz video transmitter, and it looks like the Boscan Thunderbolt. Well, the Boscan Thunderbolt is just 8 channel and it works on the FOX-TEC frequency, and this one is the 32 channel. It got a You got a LED display over here, so it tells you what band are you and what channel are you, depending on what band you are using. So it's a really cool video transmitter. It's super light for the 2000 milliwatt. It's really super light. And I had it on a quadcopter, but it was interfering with my GPS antenna. The nice thing is on this one, it's not doing that, so it's working perfect. Okay, so one more thing about the landing gear is I purchased this tubing installation on Home Depot, and these are the smallest width that they sell. And some people might like it, some people might hate it. It looks like pontoons. It looks like it will allow you to land this aircraft in the water. Please don't do that. But the beautiful thing about using this is, like, when you land, if you just had the, the bird pipes, the bird, pipe, exposed, when you land, the aircraft just like jerk. It's just that doesn't land smooth. But this thing, when you land with using this, the aircraft just land really nice and smooth. It's kind of, like, it made the aircraft, land really level and really nice and smooth. And that's why I put it in there, so, and even if you are taking off and the ground is a little bit uneven, depending where you're taking off, it still, it helps. It's kind of like a little suspension thing, so that's why I'm using this. Okay, so I guess I pretty much cover everything I did here. So like I said, because of the wind, you can see the trees, the leaves. I don't want to try to fly this aircraft today, so I'm gonna fly some other day, but at least I want to give you first look of my latest project and what's the audience of this project, and give a description of all the parts that I'm using on this project. I forgot to mention the camera that I'm using is the GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition, and I put a cable between the GoPro, the OSD, and the receiver, and this cable keep the GoPro charged, and at the same time it gets me video out, because I'm going to use this as an FPV camera too, the GoPro. I'm not going to use the second FPV camera. This thing is going to be my FPV camera. Okay, so then again, I guess, like I said, I pretty much described everything. So please, if you got any questions, don't forget to leave it in the comment section below. If you like this video, hit the like button, and if you want other people to see this nice project that I built, just share this video with others. And if you want to look at the video again, just put it in your favorites. Okay, but most importantly, you want to subscribe to my channel, please do. Okay, so thanks for watching, and have a good one, everybody. Bye.